I'm Edward Skira. I'm the co-founder and co-publisher of UrbanToronto. We run a website that tracks development across the greater Golden Horseshoe. Every project from commercial to residential, from application stage through construction through completion. We have a news page, we have a forum where people can discuss, we have a development map, we have marketing products, we have data products, 300,000 unique visitors per month, about 2 million page views per month, and 175,000 followers on social media, UrbanToronto.ca. I've talked about what UrbanToronto does and a quick overview. We have two sides to our company. One is marketing, so we do work with a lot of companies that are here today and in the industry in general to help them promote either their products, so developers with condos or rental buildings, but also companies in the B2B space who are trying to market to the industry. Because the industry is all over our site, we have a really good visibility within the industry. It's a way for companies to promote themselves to the industry, whether they have a new product, whether they have something that they're doing that's unique, or they just want to get their name out in front of the industry. We also have a data side, and the data side tracks all this development, and the product UTPro is our #1 product, and it allows our clients the ability to access 6,100 plus projects, 5,400 companies, across 150 data points for each project. So the height, the address, number of units, parking, across the board. And because we're tracking the entire region, it's a product that allows our clients the ability to easily get information. Instead of them sort of searching for the data and trying to put something together, you come to our site and within a minute you can create a spreadsheet that you can download with all the data that you require. So UTPro has three main clients. #1, developers, planners, people who are actually building something. They want the information easy to get to, and it saves them a lot of time and resources because we've already accumulated it all in one spot. That's #1. #2, in terms of clients, is suppliers, and they're looking for leads. So they may be in the glass business, they may be in the windows, they may be doing cement, whatever they're doing. We are providing them all the new projects as they're starting at the initial application stage. So instead of them trying to figure out who's doing what, we're sending it to them and saying, well, here's a new 40-story building proposed for X location. It's done by Y developer, and they don't have to mess around. They can then call the developer and say, we want to be on your list for this product that we do down the road. And #3, in terms of the UTPro clients, is we track number of units. So we are able to show where the population will be in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years as projects are built out. So they are able to look at how many units are proposed in a certain area, and they can target the area that they're looking for, very detailed, and say, well, we're only interested in a kilometer from this intersection. Well, we can show you there's 7 buildings there, 3,000 units, whatever it is. So they're able to then plan ahead for their retail. So I have one of the major banks as a client, for example, and they use it for their branch network. They are able to then plan where they need to put locations going forward as the city grows, as certain areas grow. So UTPro is our big product. With the industry a bit in the slump, marketing's been rather slow, but our data products have been very productive. That's the kind of stuff that people here should be looking at. So UTPro is what they should be calling us for if they're interested in knowing exactly what's happening development-wise across the region. Well, as everyone would know at this conference, it is rather slow. It's actually, worse than it's been in a long time. There's a lot of development under construction that is nearing construction completion. One of the things that UTPro tracks is cranes. We had 350 cranes in our list about a year ago. Now we're down to 280. So it is trending downward. there aren't as many launches as there were 3, 4, 5, 7 years ago. So it is getting a little slow, and there's a myriad of issues surrounding that. So we are in a lull. I mean, it is not a good time, but it's Toronto, and Toronto development, like Toronto's population still continues to grow rapidly. We are the #1 city for development in North America, far exceeding New York and LA and other big centers. We certainly have more cranes than anywhere else in North America. So there's an underlying reason for that, and we are a safe place. People like to invest their money here. People like to live here because it is politically safe, and there's a lot of promise here. So it will come back, but currently it is slow. There's quite a bit of change. Currently, certainly at the city level, a lot of the cities in the area, including Toronto, have changed zoning rules to allow smaller units, smaller buildings in residential neighborhoods, which they didn't allow previously. It was single-family houses in most neighborhoods. Now they're allowing multiplexes, 4plexes, 6plexes in places. City of Toronto has rezoned all the main streets in the city to allow up to 11 stories, I believe, which is a major change for Toronto. So there is development spreading out. So we definitely get a lot of tall condo buildings downtown for sure, but at transit nodes as well. But it is they're purposely trying to sort of spread the development across the entire area. There are neighborhoods that are depopulating as kids move out and the parents are getting older. Schools in certain areas are underutilized, and what the city is trying to do is even it out, put more people back into the neighborhoods with units, buildings that are smaller, but they're not super tall condos at the same time. So there's a lot of that happening across the region. The province has instituted something called MTSAs, which are major transit station areas, where density is required at every single transit station across the region, whether it's subway, whether it's GO. So major transit nodes are all getting significant density that they wouldn't have gotten in the past. So that's also going to change things as they're built out over the next few decades. So there is definitely a lot of change. With the economics of the condo market right now, rental is something that a lot of the people at this event are certainly working towards while they wait for the condo side to pick up. So rental, which was ignored for many years, is kind of leading the charge right now until the condo side can come back. So there's a lot of different things going on. With UTPro, we have a map, and the map shows where all the projects are, and you can do analysis on the map. You can pull spreadsheets and all that. You can also add layers on top of it, and the MTSA layers are on the map. You can upload those, and you can see exactly the boundaries that the city and the province have agreed to. So it allows developers, it allows any of my clients the ability to see where they can go taller, where they, and how tall they can go, and all of that, and what kind of density they can have in certain areas. And that's a big thing because, previously you could build, let's say, 10 stories at a location, and now that they've rezoned it all, you could build 50 or whatever it is. So it's a major change, and UTPro is certainly tracking all of that and allowing our readers, our users, the ability to see where everything is, which areas they should be concentrating on if they want to be part of that. So it is definitely an important element of what they're doing to build in those areas, and you're going to see it in 5, 10, 20 years. Some of these areas are going to be, fairly nothing today to very substantive small downtowns. So it's an important feature, and it's a good way in terms of sustainability. You're building housing near transit so people don't have to drive. They don't even need cars if they live in the right locations, and it's just easy to take the train. So that's a big part of what we're doing and they're doing. So we have a discussion forum, and we have 50,000 registered forum members who can comment, who can say this or that. We have threads for every individual project. So we have people that are very much interested in the topic, and they will talk about, well, why isn't there a green roof? Why isn't there this in terms of windows or that? So there is a lot of discussion, and I know that the developers read our site, they watch the site, they are getting a lot of feedback indirectly, but they are getting a lot of feedback on their project. And you can certainly see, buildings that are, let's say, mass timber, which we didn't have any 3, 4, 5 years ago, and now there's a handful, if not more, that are coming, and there's a general consensus this is a good idea. So they're getting a pat on the back, they're getting additional publicity because of the sustainability features that they're putting in there. So there is certainly a lot of criticism of people who aren't doing that, which is helping them it helps with their public perception, their brand. I had a major developer years ago tell us that they were so tired of people complaining about their designs. It's not about sustainability, just their designs, that they decided to put some real effort into their designs, and they did. And they spent, they brought in better architects, they spent additional revenues on designing better buildings, just because they were getting a lot of flack from our membership, and they didn't like the fact that their name was being tarnished. So it helps. So we do have an influence in the discourse, in the direction. They get to see which way the wind is blowing, and we're part of that.